playing a lot of Marvel Rivals recently. And if you somehow don't know what that is, it's basically Overwatch but with Marvel characters. But as a comic book nerd, it is one of the greatest games I have ever played. Now, is it the greatest? No. But did it exceed my expectations? Yes. I mean, from the mechanics to the abilities to the... the cast. Not only do I love that my favorite characters are in here, but they also took some lesser knowns like Jeff the Shark. Thanks, game dev. But ever since I started playing this game, I thought, what would it be like if there was a DC version? So that's what we're doing today, my friends. I will be making some abilities, some movement, and the cast. So let's get started. So the first type of characters we're going to be talking about is Dualists. And obviously, we have to put ya boy Batman in there. Some people say that if there was a DC version of Marvel Rivals, he would be better off as a strategist, but I'm just like, no. So at least for my version, he's going to be a Dualist. Next up, we have The Flash, specifically Wally West. Now, why Wally West? Personally, I just think that he's a better Flash, but I still like Barry Allen. I think it would also be cool if he had like a Kid Flash suit. I don't know why, I just like that suit a lot. But anyways, next up, we have Deathstroke. I think that Deathstroke is definitely made to be a Dualist. Not just because of his ability to fight, but also like the way he fights, it would just fit perfectly. Next up, we got Mr. Terrific. And if you don't know who that is, he basically has like any skill you could think of, like super smart or like super athletic, and he uses those skills for good, so like bussin'. Next up on Duelist is Green Lantern. I don't really care which one, as long as it's like a good one. In my opinion, I would probably pick Kyle Rayner though. Next up, we got my boy, an absolute legend, Red Hood. If you don't know who this guy is, I made a whole video about him on my channel, so you can check that out. But basically, his fighting style and just everything about him, I feel like fits perfectly in this game, so yeah. Next up, yes, Roman Noodle 21, you can be happy now. We have Nightwing. I mean, Nightwing is Nightwing, so let's move on to... Now, you might be wondering, if I have Red Hood and Nightwing, why not just add Robin? Well, I do. So the first character of Strategist is Robin, specifically Tim Drake. Now, Tim Drake is the third Robin in the Robin lineup, and he's by far the smartest. Let's just not think of his other version. Second on my strategist is Wonder Woman. At first, I was gonna make her a Duelist, but then I realized she could use her lasso of truth to like help people get through the game. I don't know how she do it, but I'm sure it's
Eldritch.
The Joker. I don't think Joker would be good at like getting kills, but he'd be good at just making the game harder for the other team. Like he could set traps early in the game and like they just explode or something by the end. And honestly, that would probably work perfectly for him. So bussin'. Alright, next up is The Question. Like the character, it's not an actual. The Question is basically just Batman if he didn't beat people to a pulp. Like this man's detective skills are possibly even better than Batman's. And I don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure he was part of the Justice League one time. Maybe he still is, I have no idea. Alright, next we got Cyborg.
Armor's defense system.
No.
It's stronger since the interface. I can't control it. Victor, no.
Again, at first, I was gonna make him a Duelist, but then I realized he could, like, heal people with his, like, machinery. So that would be cool. Alright, second to last, we got Alfred. Now, hear me out, chat. Hear me out. Alfred could be a goat when it comes to healing. Like, he could bring people tea and, like, the tea would heal them or something. And, we can make one of his abilities having Damian Wayne. If you get that reference, we're best friends. And then lastly, we have Ra's al Ghul. For those who don't know, he basically is the guy that trained Batman. And I think he would be better as a strategist because like he could just use his skills to kind of like flip the script on the team. If that makes sense. Alright, now let's move on to Alright, the first Vanguard I got is Lex Luthor. I think this was like an obvious one. Like just make him like identical to Hulk. Like you could take the same animations, the same scripting, just change how he looks and you'd be fine. But that might be hard because I tried making a game before and it didn't go so well. All right, next up is Beast Boy. Now, I'm sure most of you know Beast Boy, but I feel like he could be kind of a cloak and dagger kind of situation. Like, he can switch between a monkey or like a gorilla or a bird, and like that would change what kind of character he is. I don't know why, but I just think that would be interesting. All right, next up is Bane. Need I say anything about this absolute tank? It would kind of be funny if he had to team up with Alfred. Next is Captain Atom. Now, if you don't know who this guy is, he's basically just like Captain Marvel, but a boy in DC. I don't really know, but I do know that he's a fire character, so he would be bussin' in this game. All right, next up on Vanguard, I got Atrocitus. And for those who don't know about Atrocitus, he's basically like a Red Lantern. Also, does anybody ever notice how bussin' the Green Lantern oaths are? Like, in Brightest Day and Blackest Night goes hard. And then lastly, we have a legend. He has unman-like abilities. He can do anything, and he uses his possibilities to do anything to help others. Not just because he's a good guy, but because he was raised as a normal human. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Superman! Superman would be perfect as a Vanguard. I can see him as a Dualist, but I just personally think he fits better as a Vanguard. With that X-ray vision, the super strength, maybe he could like fly up and then land on the ground and like kill enemies around him. His skill tree would be bussin'. But yeah, that's the cast. I really enjoyed making this cast. It was really fun to just kind of put some lesser known characters in there as well. Let me know about some characters that you would want in this game down in the comments. But yeah, without further ado, I think that wraps it up. So, it's outro time. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a nice day or night. Jesus is King, and I'll see y'all in the next one.